Hello friends, this is third and continuation video of creating .NET endpoint.NET API using .NET Core with Entity Framework, and database is MS SQL Server. In this video we are going to create the data in database and try to fetch the data. In previous video we have seen the database setup and the auto incremented field with the ID. So let's check this one. So far what we have is, we have a API endpoint which is giving us the data, which is a mock data. Let's try to get this data from our database. Okay, we have a few data in our database already, that is okay. So let's try to get those data first. What we have to do is, first we need to create a model for master table. Let's create the model. Next thing, we're going to create the class for the DB context. Now let's create a DB set which will have the student master. Now what we have to do is, we have to add this in our app settings. So let's go to app settings and add our first add our connection string. So we have added the default connection, the server, the database and these are the other some configurations for certificate and trusted connections. Now in our program.cs also we need to use this connection. We are using our DB context inside this program.cs, and this will be used, this default setting will be used for accessing the data from the database. Two things to mention here. One is, we are using entity framework here. So what we have to do is, we have to use download the package into this solution, this entity framework core, and with this we are also using SQL servers for this connection. So let's go to tools, NuGet package manager, and packages or for solutions, search for entity framework and install this entity framework core. Just click on install, it will be installed automatically. And also we have to use SQL server. Install this one, entity framework core SQL server. This will be, after this installation we are good to go. So we have our database connection string, we have added this in our app settings, and we use this in the program CS. So from the configuration point of view we are good. Let's go to our controller now, and instead of using this, what we are going to do is, let's now remove this because we do not need the mock data. Here what we are going to do is, we'll get the data from the database. Let's create the constructor and create a private variable for our connection string. And in the constructor we got this DB context and assign this into this variable. Now here we are going to use this one. So let's write the query where master data to list. So here we'll get the data, make it a list. So there is some, okay, there will be in. Now we are going to, let's make it students. So I'm going to return this student list. Okay, remove this unnecessary imports. Should be good. Let's try to start our server. And here our GET endpoint. Let's try this out. Okay, so we received our data from the database. As you can see, in the database we have 1 2 3 4 records, and the same we are getting back into this response. Now let's so we have done the GET endpoint. Now let's try to create a data. So here we'll be using our old existing student CS. For now we only need the name property, address phone is not required. Let's keep this for now. What I'm going to do is, let's say master data, new student master. Name equal to payload dot name. That should be good. Now save this dot db context dot add. What to add? We need to add this master data, and now save this. Okay, let us restart, and for address and phone give anything test and test, because we are not going to save these two. We will only save Samuel in the database. Let's execute. Okay, so we got the return and data return back. Check in our database. Okay, we have this added into our DB. Now test the GET endpoint whether it is giving us this data or not. Try this out, execute. Yeah, we are getting this data. So our GET and POST endpoint is working properly, and end-to-end with end-to-end implementation, API end to database. And in next video what we're going to do is we'll see the relationship